Hi, I wanted to talk a little bit about the myths and facts about depression and bipolar disorder. I'm actually getting the information off of a website that's part of Depression and Bipolar Support Alliance, DBSA. So you can look these up online. And basically, I'm just going to read to you the myths and facts about this mental disorder. So depression, this is a myth. Depression and bipolar disorder are just states of mind. A person just needs to think positive and they will go away. The fact is that depression and bipolar disorder are real. They're treatable illnesses that affect the brain. They can't be overcome by snapping out of it or thinking positive or anything like that, although those are things that you can do when you are feeling depressed to help lift your mood and help you cope. Asking someone to think positive is like asking someone with diabetes to change his or her blood sugar level by thinking about it. People with mood disorders can feel better with the right treatment. Myth number 2. Treatment is a cop-out for people who are too weak to cope with day-to-day life. People aren't weak if you have something that, like a mental disorder, because your brain is a muscle. It's an organ in your body, just like any other organ, like your heart, your kidneys, your liver. So when your brain is misfiring, malfunctioning, it causes you to be a different person. It causes you to act in ways that you wouldn't normally act, like your heart if you have a heart attack or a stroke or anything like that. A stroke happens in the brain too. So fact, seeking treatment is a smart choice that takes strength. Mood disorders are not flaws or weaknesses. Seeking treatment means a person has the courage to look for a way to feel better. And it takes a lot of courage to go seek help, because you do feel that there's something wrong with you. You do kind of feel like, okay, mate, I should be able to handle this. That's how I felt. I should be able to handle this. I should, not be up, down, all around, not knowing what's going on. But I couldn't. I needed help. And so have it millions of other people in this world. And it's not a weakness. What is weakness is if you decide to kill yourself. That's a weakness. Because if you have children, if you have a fiance, a husband, a boyfriend, family, when you kill yourself, yes, it ends your pain then and there, but you leave scars with other people, and that is the weakness. Myth number 3. Talk therapy is just whining about problems. It doesn't help. Fact, talk therapy has been tested clinically and found to be effective. In some cases, it works as well as medication. Good talk therapy helps change behaviors that can make a person's moods less stable. And I guess people might think of talk therapy as whining, but when I go to my therapy sessions, I'm not whining about everything. Sometimes I have questions. Sometimes I lay out a scenario, and especially in a group, and I might be like, okay, what are some ways that I could help cope with this situation and make it better? That is what therapy is about. Changing, growing, developing, coping, and all those things that you wouldn't necessarily have the skills to do otherwise. Myth. Medications that treat mood disorders are habit forming. They can change a person's personality. A person can't be clean and sober while taking medications. Fact, when properly prescribed and used, medications are not addictive and do not change a person's true personality. Medications help a person's mood become more stable and even. They are not happy pills and should not be compared to street drugs. They do not cloud a person's judgment or give a false sense of courage. Now, to talk about that, I'm on medication. And the fact is right, it does help you to, instead of being like this or like this and all over the place, it helps you kind of come down, come up, so you can shine your best personality through, because your illness is what's blocking you from making good decisions and being able to be the person that you are. It doesn't change who you are. It lets you actually come through. People with mood disorders can't get better. Fact, when correctly diagnosed and treated, a person with depression or bipolar disorder can live a stable and healthy life. Millions of people do already. And that is true. If you want to look at somebody who has suffered from bipolar depression and is somebody who contributes to this society and is doing well and has made a great recovery, and every day is a recovery process, look at Jane Pauley. She is one person. Or Sally Field. She's another person. So take a look at some people that have names and look at their stories and look what they've done. You can overcome this. You can make it through. Myth. Symptoms of depression or bipolar disorder in young children or elderly adults are normal. They are just part of growing up or growing old. Fact. Severe mood changes in young children or older adults should be taken seriously. Recent studies have shown that children may be affected by mood disorders as young as infancy. Older adults are also at high risk for depression. Younger and older people should be given complete physical examinations and treated according to their individual needs. Now, that's not to say that every child who has mood fluctuations or every elderly person who has mood fluctuations has a mood disorder. Basically, what it's trying to say is if you see symptoms that seem a bit extreme, abnormal, especially for the age, especially for the child's personality or the elderly person's personality, make a list of symptoms, talk with the doctor, and find out if it is a mood disorder or if it's just the natural fluctuations of moods, because moods do fluctuate all the time. It's just when they are extreme. I mean, really extreme. And with children, children and adolescents, you would probably see more of an irritable mood. And yes, teenagers can be moody, but this is an extreme to their own personality, even when their moods go up and down. People with bipolar disorder or depression are dangerous. Fact. Research shows that people with mental illness do not commit significantly more violent acts than people in the general population. However, people with mental illness are twice as likely to be victims of violence. And that is true because there's a lot of stigma, there's a lot of fear. And some people, you watch a horror movie and it shows, like the Jason movies or Michael Myers or something, and you get that image in your brain of what somebody who's not mentally stable is. Now you have to remember, that is Hollywood dramatizing what it is for entertainment purposes. But you know what? You look at me, do I look like somebody who's going to go out and commit murder and kill all these people and hurt people? No, because most people who have mental disorders do not look like how TV presents them. They are normal people. We are normal. We're just like everybody else. People with depression or bipolar disorder should not have children. Fact. People who have been treated for mood disorders can parent as well as anyone else. They are also more likely to recognize symptoms, treat their children early, and understand their children's struggles if their children have mood disorders. Now, I definitely think that this is true. I have a son who has his own issues, and at a very young age, 1.5, he started exhibiting these symptoms. They were just not normal. They weren't. For a child his age and the way that he was acting, no. And I did everything that I could to get him help. He's gotten speech therapy, occupational therapy. He's doing very well now. He's gone to a therapeutic school, preschool program. He's gotten in-home support. He's seeing a doctor, and now he's in kindergarten and they're carrying his plan over, and he is doing very well. Very well. So if people think that you can't be a parent with a mood disorder or any type of disorder, whether it's physical or mental, that is just not the case. It's all a matter of how you see yourself. If you believe that you can be a good parent, then you will be. And it's as simple as that. People with depression or bipolar disorder are not stable enough to hold positions of authority in fields like law enforcement or government. Fact, people with mood disorders can and do hold positions of authority everywhere. When properly treated, a person's mood disorder does not have to affect job performance. As long as you're taking care of yourself and doing what you need to do and making sure that you recognize your triggers, the signs and symptoms of when you're going up or going down, you will be fine as long as you're taking care of yourself. And last but not least, myth. Suicide is not a problem in the United States. Only a small number of people take their own lives. Fact. Suicide is a significant problem that needs to be addressed. Suicides outnumber homicides in the U.S. They are the 11th leading cause of death. Homicide ranks 15. Each year, over 30,000 people in the U.S. take their own lives. 30,000. More than 90% of these people are believed to have had a diagnosable mental disorder. Now, that is very unfortunate that there are a lot of people out there that don't realize that they can get help and that there is help out there. There's support groups and, there's medication, there's going on the internet, there's writing, there's journaling, there's all kinds of things that people can do. But sometimes, like we were talking about before, people feel weak. And if you feel in any way that something isn't right, don't feel weak. Go to your doctor. Go to your general practitioner and say, look, doctor, this is how I'm feeling. I don't feel right. What can I do? And he or she will help you. They will probably send you to a psychiatrist, but don't think of a psychiatrist as somebody who's just going to dish out drugs and not care, because what they're trying to do is stabilize you and get you to a place where you can start to heal and get to that place that you want to be. So if you're thinking about hurting yourself, if you've attempted it and you don't know what to do, call your doctor. Seek help because it is out there. Thank you for listening.